Hello, everyone. Today is, excuse me, June 7th, 2025. It's early. It's 6:14 in the morning, and it's a beautiful day. Right now, it's 62 degrees Fahrenheit in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and it's a quarter after 6 a.m., and that means it's a quarter after 8 a.m. on the East Coast. Let's see, 48% humidity, 0% precipitation. But it rained here in Albuquerque for 3 solid days. It's crazy. Hope everyone's well. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everything's cool and mellow. If you have any challenges, I know you'll meet them. The sun rose just a little while ago at 5:52 a.m. and it's going to set tonight at 8:19. 8:19 p.m. Hope everything's cool. Um hey. Hey, Push. Got that joke. I'm glad. How many ears does Spock have? Three. His left ear, his right ear, and the final front ear. Huh? Huh. All right. Well, I want to talk about a far out theory that I've heard people say. And then if we have time, maybe I'll talk about a stream that I saw just last evening on the Real or Not for Real channel. Um, my friend Rebecca was on that, and she discussed some pretty interesting things about. It makes you think. It makes you think back to grade school when there was these special programs for like extra smart kids, and they would take these kids out of the regular population and send them somewhere else to learn. I have a family member who's also Generation X and also went through that. I'm going to ask him some more questions about that. Nice one. Okay, well, since Pushing Buttons is here, I'm going to start with this story that involves something, Push, that you saw in the sky. The scarab beetle shaped uh, flying object that you saw, Push. You told me that it was going so fast, it seemed like 1,000 miles per hour, and it was rust in color and gold in color. This is something that you saw with your own eyes. Push lives in East Texas, people, and he saw this with his own eyes. And I want to show you guys something. Hi, sis. Welcome. Bear with me, folks. I'm trying to bring up an image here. Okay. Okay. I'm not going to show the video in motion. I don't want to mess with copyrights. And what we're looking at here is a fictional comic book hero called the Blue Beetle. And as you can see, he rides around in a airship called the Bug. But look at it. It's shaped like the way Push described his sighting to me. And there's another look at it from the side. And have you guys ever heard a theory that says that, if you create something, then that something becomes real somewhere, like in another dimension. Um, Look at this photo. Who can tell me what famous submarine that is? Oh, wait, never mind. It says right up there. This is the Sea View. The Sea View. And this comes from the Voyage of the Bottom of the Sea television show from the 60s. And I'm showing you this because I once saw something crazy in the sky that was rust colored and chrome silver on the belly, and it was shaped just like this, shaped just like the Sea View. And this strange this strange sighting was compounded by the fact that, and you guys I think have heard of this, what I saw was a thing that looked like this, but it was like scrunching into itself. It was morphing or something. It was changing shapes violently. Okay. And again, it's a long object, and it was scrunching in on itself and then unscrunching and then turning angles and then bending and doing it so fast, like a nanosecond each shape it took. It's the strangest damn thing one of the strangest things I've ever seen. I've seen crazy things in the skies, people. And now is the time for us to kind of look to the skies, check them out. Anyway, what a far out theory. I don't subscribe to this theory. I don't back it. But in this crazy world, everything's on the table. This one's on the way back of the table. But isn't that crazy to see something in the sky that resembles a fictional, what should be a fictional object? And that's just crazy. Cool photo there. All right. All right. Before I get on to talking about something else, let me see what's happening in the chat. This YouTube just kind of froze up on me. Let me. You guys see all this? Okay. Helicopter flying over my house. All right. Boston Ray is here. Whoa, what did I just do? Welcome, Ray. Good to see you. Nate X is here. Welcome. All right. It's good to see you guys here. I thought I'd come on just for a little bit. That's interesting, Push. Yeah, people, right now, I'm telling you, the skies, I'll bet over your home, are so busy. There's so much activity, especially between 4 and 5 a.m., that last dark hour. I, you, the other night I was out, I think I mentioned it on my previous show that I was out there for just 25 minutes and I think I saw like 8 orbs. Yeah, totally. Right. They are up that high. Exactly. They look like stars, but they move. Exactly. They look like non twinkling stars that move. And they are all over the joint, people. A lot of activity this summer. Well, I guess technically it's springtime right now. Happy spring, everyone. Happy June. Seemed like that was a cold, I mean, a long winter. What photo are you referring to there, sis? Yeah. Well, getting back to that thing that I mentioned earlier, um, the channel is called Real or Not for Real. Real or Not for Real. And last night they had a really good live uh, show. It was about 90 minutes long or so, 2 hours. Highly recommended, people. Check it out. And there's a lot of, I just got distracted by this comment. Excuse me. Wow, Push. Where was I? What was I talking about? Um, Real or Not for Real is the name of the channel. And last night's live stream had a friend of mine and a friend of a lot of yours, Rebecca. She was on talking about how when she was young, she was kind of removed from the other students in school and put in like this special program. I don't know how long, I didn't quite catch how long it was. Maybe it was for a year or something. Um, and it makes you wonder as you think back to grade school, all the times there was something like that, like some kind of exterior force comes into the school and does something like that. Like, oh, we're going to take these young, gifted, talented kids. And like I said, I have a family member who was in a program like that where they actually like put these kids, I don't know, half a dozen of them in a white van. I seem to remember that's how he described it, a white van, and they took them away from the school to another place. I'm going to ask this family member some questions. Anyway, it really makes you wonder. And one time I was I was in the eighth grade, and I remember the teacher giving us an assignment for the day. It was real different, and you could tell that it had come from somewhere else. It wasn't her idea. It came from somewhere else. And she was looking at this criteria and trying to teach us at the same time. Because, like I said, this came from somewhere else, like from a, I don't know, federal level or something, you know. And here's what it was. One day she asked us all in class to write down five things, five statements that are opinions and five statements that are facts. And sis, I'll get to your comment in a second. That was the assignment. Very simple. We're in the eighth grade. I remember thinking, this is cool. This is a change of pace. This is actually fun. And it's easy. The assignment was so easy. Write five statements that are opinions and five statements that are facts. And I figured everyone in the class would get an A plus, like such a damn easy assignment. And I was shocked. I was the only one in class that got it all right. I was the only one in class, evidently, that knew the difference between an opinion and a fact. You guys think about that. That's scary. That's scary that 29 out of 30 ish 14-year-olds, 13-year-olds didn't know the difference between a fact and an opinion. I couldn't believe that. Yeah. And and why did the feds want to know if we knew the difference between an opinion and a fact? Push says last night was wild. Stars were communicating with each other. Well, yeah. Yeah, sometimes it seems like sometimes it seems like the stars are on a stage performing for us. Sis says, Joe, I find that silver thread that goes to the sky absolutely fascinating. Yeah. Yeah, you're talking about the Caldwell, New Jersey incident from 1970, people. Caldwell, New Jersey, 1970. A whole town spotted this strange silver thread hanging from the sky vertically. It was on the radio. It was reported in local newspapers. Everyone in the town knew about it. A silver, what looked like a string or a rope, just dangling from the sky from nowhere. They couldn't see what it was attached to. It just faded out of sight. Eventually, some children somehow were able to use a fishing pole, fishing rods, and reel down. They actually snagged the rope and reeled it down, and it filled up several buckets, they said. And authorities eventually came and took those ropes away. But that's what it was. That's what happened. This similar type of things, similar things were reported in Alberton, Georgia in 1972, and Greensburg, Ohio, 1978. In one of those incidences, it was It was a horizontal line, not a vertical one. It was horizontal. And police traced this thing for like 20 miles. And finally they gave up and they said, it just disappeared over the hills that way. a wire going across the sky that's totally unexplainable. And let me, once again, I'm going to tell the story of what I saw, because I saw a wire going across the sky. And if you guys haven't seen this photograph that I've been showing, I want you to see this. And I'm harping on this, people, because in my opinion, this is so gigantic. It's as important as flat Earth. This is as big as flat Earth, people. There's something up there. We have physical evidence of something being up there. Now, bear with me while I bring up this image. Thank you. All right. There it is. You see that? I call it a wire because I don't know what else to call it. You see that connector right there too? What in the world is this thing? I took this picture in 1991 or 1992 when I was 20 or 21 years old. I was hanging out at my apartment one day. My roommate was gone. This is the apartment. I lived here for 4 years between 1989 and 93. This is the first place I lived after moving out of the house, just a month after high school graduation. But yeah, 1991, 92, I'm chilling at the house, home alone, and walked outside and saw that wire going across the sky. And the mysterious thing is that there's no structures in Albuquerque that high. So what on earth was suspending this wire? I was fortunate that I had film in the camera and that I remembered that I had film in the camera. So I ran inside and got the camera, took this picture. I regret not getting in my car with the camera and following this thing, so to speak. It's going exactly in an east-west direction. It really does look to be exact. 90 degrees east, 270 degrees west. What on earth is this, people? This is physical evidence that there's something up there. Who knows? Who knows what it is? Some people in this community suggest that strange things like that in the sky are in fact happening on another dimension, in a parallel Earth, over a parallel Earth. And I say, dimensional or not, there's something up there. There's something up there. There's wide speculation of a dome or a ceiling or roof of some kind. I don't know about all that. I've always been quick to point out that there's no evidence whatsoever for a dome, except for hearsay, stories, Operation Fishbowl. Hearsay, people, that's just fucking stories. There's no evidence of a dome, but there's something up there. And there is evidence of that. And I'm showing it to you right now. Yeah, this is important, people. I'm not the only person who's reported seeing things like this. And now that the cat is out of the bag, I predict more sightings. There's something up there. It's physical. Let me see what's happening in the chat. How's your health, everybody? Sorry your neck is killing you. Hope your health is good, you guys. I had a vertigo attack this week, the worst in years. Thank God I'm feeling a little better today, and hopefully I'll be able to go to work this evening. Dr. E, welcome. Who is that on your avatar, Dr. E? Looks like Jim Morrison wearing a Where the Wild Things Are costume. Push says, Joe, did I tell you to give a listen to the telepathy tapes? Yeah, you did, and I did, and thanks for hipping me to that. If you guys haven't checked it out, there's a channel called The Telepathy Tapes, a YouTube channel. Check it out, and all you have to do is look at Volume 1, Part 1 for the first 10 minutes. And what basically it's about real life people, and they seem like they're telling the truth. Real life parents. The example they had was a mother whose daughter could absolutely read her mother's mind, like absolutely. And they did all sorts of blind tests and all that. And these people don't seem like they're hoaxing. That's another fascinating. Just think of that. You know, that's also as big as flat Earth. I mean, there are people in this world that can read other people's minds. And I know that's people are probably going to say, well, everyone knows that. But this is like modern proof. Four Jacks is here. Welcome, man. Why are you singing Talking Heads? Can't sleep, bed's on fire. Don't touch me, I'm a real live wire. Psycho killer. No, I didn't keep the receipt from Fox Photo. Oh, sis. That's right. You said you got hit by a car and you broke your femur bone. Leaving hospital today. I hope you're feeling better. I hope you're going to get better and better and better. And I'm so sorry that that happened to you. Oh, I gotcha. Don't touch me. I'm a real live one. Just look at that, people. It is a fascinating photograph, and you can imagine, like I said before on my last show, you can imagine how anxious I was to get the film developed from Fox Photo. Okay, time for jokes and bullshit. If anyone has a one-liner or a two-liner, and you're inclined, you can put a corny joke in the chat. Keep it clean. I like the corny ones. Why did the robber take a bath? So he could make a clean getaway. What's the best kind of music to listen to while you're fishing? Something catchy. I'll put these up for a minute so you guys can get a good look. The funnies. All right. All right. All right. Nice one. Nice one, sis. I applied for a job at NASA but didn't get the job. No space. This is pushing buttons. Video game playing. Video game stylings. What's the best day for one to get their just desserts? What's the best day for one to get their just desserts? Sunday, naturally. All right. Hey, Push, I wanted to ask you if you ever play video games from like the early 80s. And if so, would you ever consider putting those on YouTube? Especially one that you're really good at. I'm glad you're laughing, sis. Better than crying, right? Yeah, vertigo's a hassle. I don't know what brought on this recent attack, but vertigo is one of those things that it's like impossible to describe to people who have never had it. And most people have never had it. But anyway, I'm starting to feel better. Um, let's see, what else? I had a feeling you'd say Galaga. I think maybe you told me that before. It would be cool, Bush, if you played a long game and put it on YouTube. I don't know if that would be a copyright hassle, but I would like to show that here. Cool. Cool. Okay, one more story since I was talking earlier about the outside people coming into the schools and testing the kids. Really what's going on there. Um, one day, same year in the 8th grade, the same year as that other test was given to us about name 5 opinions and name 5 facts or list them. 8th grade. So this was the 1984-85 school year. And real quick, I'll make this real quick. In one of my classes, the teacher one day gave us another outside the box lesson. And you could tell that this came from somewhere else. This was not her idea. And she was like adamant that we all pay attention and, this is really important. And what she did was she said a number like 18, but it wasn't 18. She said a number. And then she told us, okay, take this number, multiply it by 300. Divide that by 2. Subtract 17. Add 2,000. Divide that by 5. Multiply that by 3. And add 28. What number do you have? It was something like that. It was something like that, some crazy thing. And everybody was paying attention and everybody offered up their guesses or their answers and no one knew it, but I knew it. And I still remember the number. The answer of the question was 105. And, it's interesting because normally I would have wanted to get the glory of being the one who got it right. But something told me, for real, something told me, don't tip your hand. Like, don't let them know that you could do this. And I didn't really intellectualize it any more beyond that. I think I just figured like, look, this, nothing good can come from this, I figured. So, so I didn't say anything. And I feel like the teacher might have even asked me and some other kids, do you know? And I pretended I didn't know. But I kind of wish Rebecca was here to hear these stories. I hope she watches this show later. And let's see, Sis says, oh, look at that. Oh, you have vertigo too? We just keep on keeping on, right? Well, that sounds like a decent time. Mad Libs were always cool. Okay, you guys. Thanks for hanging out. It's great to see all of you. And I'll be coming at you at some point. This wasn't the tightest show, but kind of an informal show, a social call. Good to see all of you, and we'll talk soon. All right.